All
right, so have you guys noticed, because now the Luce Cannon stimulus pack is kind of running out because Wack and him don't get along at all anymore. And Wack has kind of let me and Ak know that it's like he's not like completely shutting the door like, yo, you're not allowed to talk to Luce on stream anymore, but it is kind of clear that like he would prefer if we didn't. So now Luce is kind of the odd man out because he can't really call into Ak like that. Ak's not really fucking with him anymore. They don't even try to call me in anymore just because I feel like they probably seen shit that we say about him and shit. And then this is one of the most exciting days in the history of the No Jumper show. Finally on camera together for the first time ever.
Sweetie! Sweetie! We in this motherfucker right here.
Curtin. What's going on?
Curtin. He's got his roster.
It's funny how loyalty fades when the cameras stop rolling. Just a few months ago, Luce Cannon was being paraded across the No Jumper platform like hip-hop royalty, a street legend turned content gold. But now, silence. They're throwing dirt on his name as if he was never there. But thanks to a rare moment of truth in a recent No Jumper episode, we now know exactly why mainstream platforms, including No Jumper, Akademiks, and others, suddenly hit the brakes on all Luce Cannon coverage. And it all leads back to one man, Wack 100.
I'm 22 or Vlad's gonna get up.
Also, nobody has in any way done anything to get themselves a RICO or any kind of case up here aside from, and it's still not a charge, but we're all kind of assuming that it may be at some point, but aside from Luce Cannon choosing to beat the dog shit out of a much smaller, unarmed man with a bunch of his homies, rob him, pistol whip him, strip him naked, and then post the video online the next day. Which I'm narrative that Luce Cannon is a J-Cat and that's why he's so weird.
That been my narrative from the gate.
Not weird, but you know, like
picture I bro on the slow bus.
Is he on that? This is one of the most exciting days in the history of the No Jumper show. Finally on camera together for the first time ever.
Sweetie! Sweetie! We in this motherfucker right here.
Curtin.
What's going on?
Curtin. He's got his Rockstar 2800 hoodie on.
I'm fucking brick up after this. And then look, I'm gonna slap you in your bald head.
Is he on that medication that makes him lie about his age by 10 years?
What's that?
All right, so have you guys noticed, because now the Luce Cannon stimulus pack is kind of running out because Wack and him don't get along at all anymore. And Wack has kind of let me and Ak know that it's like he's not like completely shutting the door like, yo, you're not allowed to talk to Luce on stream anymore, but it is kind of clear that like he would prefer if we didn't. So now Luce is kind of the odd man out because he can't really call into Ak like that. Ak's not really fucking with him anymore. They don't even try to call me in anymore just because I feel like they probably seen shit that we say about him and shit. And then the Wack thing's closed. So what?
In the most recent Tuesday show, Adam22 openly admits that Wack 100 told him not to talk about Luce Cannon or answer his phone calls. Even more, Adam says Wack gave that same directive to Akademiks. Now, last time we checked, Adam owns No Jumper, right? So why is he letting Wack call the editorial shots? Is it respect? Is it fear? Or is there something deeper in play? This isn't Wack's first rodeo. Alleged allegations of extortion tied to Oscar de la Hoya, Kim Kardashian, and more have floated around him for years. So when a guy like that tells top media names to stay quiet about someone, you gotta ask, what kind of power does he really have? Wack isn't just a podcast co-host, he's Adam's direct line to the streets and a firewall that protects him from the blowback. But when you give someone that much power, you might just become a pawn yourself.
It definitely was.
It made it work.
You tried to say it was though, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you and all your memes and all that, you know what I'm saying? Young Custer Low.
Listen, at the end of the day, Adam went to Atlanta and got everybody arrested in this motherfucker. 3-week long way, everybody. Soon as y'all leave.
I talked to the cops about all kinds of random stuff, so for sure that could have been involved.
Now let's dig deeper. Does anyone else remember Adam 22 wearing that blue suit? The one he's never worn before or since, during the exact episode before Brick and Luce got indicted? Was it just a coincidence, or was it a signal? That episode was filmed just hours before the raid, and Adam says no charges have been filed for the No Jumper brawl, but he's lying to the viewers. Guess what? That infamous No Jumper brawl, charges are going to be filed for it. Somebody handed over the footage from the surveillance tape. Who has access to it? I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on for a second and say, think about this. Maybe, just maybe, the feds were in touch with Adam ahead of the indictment. Maybe that suit wasn't just fashion. Maybe it was a costume, a uniform for a man who knew what was coming because he helped set the scene. Adam's now calling Luce Cannon a stimulus package that wore off, and to me, that looks like exploitation. Every person from the streets who's ever sat in that studio has become a content battery, drained, discarded, and replaced like clockwork. And Luce Cannon and Brick Baby, they're just the latest. Tonight's guests, Munchie B and Ann Hefe, it doesn't matter if they're there. They're just new pieces on Adam's board. He milks them for content, watches the indictments fall, and then acts like he never knew them. It's a cold cycle, one that has repeated over and over again, because at No Jumper, there's only one star. And to Adam, it's him.
With you. He's already the enemy of so many people. He should have been holding on to that.
This is what's crazy. He can say what he want. They can say what they want. Without Wack sitting that man on the side of me and moving him around, he got to me the right way. But
link up with you against a mutual op.
No, that wasn't my thing at all. See, when he called me, I asked him. I said, "You with Big U?" And he said, "Nah, I did, but I don't know more." So I asked him what happened. Cool. Why? Because if you with Big U, like if Big U knows somebody with me, he ain't finna let him in his space like that. Right? Because you don't know what that is. Right? Nigga might be a suicide bomber, detonate you and him. You never know what that is, right?
Luce Cannon is currently locked up in MDC Los Angeles awaiting trial. Brick Baby is also awaiting trial and also locked up at MDC Los Angeles. Crip Mac is also in federal prison. 4Extra is currently locked up in LA County. And we'll keep bringing you the updates as they come. But one thing's clear, when it comes to media and street culture, don't confuse proximity for loyalty, because some people will smile in your face while dialing the feds behind your back. Free Luce, free Brick, free Crip Mac, free 4Extra. Stay aware, stay away. This is Misguided Media. I'm out.
You and Adam went to Atlanta and got everybody arrested in this motherfucker. 3-week long way, everybody.
We did
soon
do
as
that.
y'all leave.
We definitely did
word
that.
is that they followed us from Moody and they picked everybody else up. We had like a secret CI meeting.
I talked to the cops about all kinds of random stuff, so for sure that could have been involved.
I'm the lead.